Hey everyone, it's Jose with the Crown Princess Academy back for another video. So I don't know if you guys saw, but last week's video I did mention that I went to the Christmas party, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, but I forgot to film intros for all my videos that I did that day. I did one covering everything that you could do at the Christmas party. That was last week. And so today we are going to talk about some of the fun snacks that you can get at the Christmas party that are party exclusives. So as we all know, there's always new food every time a new season, something new happens at Disney World, and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is no exception. So I'm not going to talk about every single spot that there is, because that would just be the longest video, because I can say different than the Halloween party, they have so many more options during the Christmas party. I'm already out of breath talking about or thinking about everything that I ate, but it was so much fun. I'm going to talk about some of the key ones that I really wanted to try, and I'm going to show you the food. I'm going to talk about what they are, what it was really like. I took lots of notes for you guys. I did do that. So I hope you're excited, because I'm excited. Let's go. Alright you guys, as I mentioned, this is going to be a little bit different than our normal videos where I eat on camera and I like talk to you guys about what it's like. It was raining as well quite a bit, so it was a little bit harder for me to adjust to eating while I was filming and being in the rain, and it's hard to find spots sometimes to sit at, but I did take a lot of notes for you guys. So let's go ahead and dive into our first one. Our first one that we stopped at was Cosmic Rays. At Cosmic Rays, we got the Christmas cookie cake, which was $6.49. Now, for this one, I do have to say it was a little bit drier than I wanted it and that I was hoping for. So before I give you guys my thoughts, let's dive into what it actually is. So the Christmas cookie cake is cookie cake roll with buttercream and topped with holiday sprinkles. It was a new addition this year. As I mentioned, it is $6.49. Now, it was a little bit bigger than I was anticipating it to be, so that was nice. But into my thoughts, it wasn't as sweet as I thought it was going to be, which was a good surprise. Can't say, coming from the Halloween party, everything was sweet as, it was just all sweet. But this was a nice kind of moment of, okay, it's not that sweet, it's gonna be fine, I can have more than I wanted to. But that was nice. The one thing I would say about it was a little bit dry. So when I say dry, I don't know if you guys will kind of know what I'm talking about. When you could tell it was frozen and it's been in the fridge, and so that made it dry, and so it had that taste of like dry fridge, which wasn't a bad taste, but I think it was more of the texture situation for me. That's the best way I can explain it. But overall, it was a really good item. Besides it being dry, if we put that to the side, then I probably would get it again. I probably would just let it thaw out a little bit more. It wasn't hard, which was nice, because sometimes a lot of their stuff can be a little bit harder if it's been in the it's been frozen and then thawed out. But that was nice. But that was the first one. Let me know if you guys try it. I still recommend trying it. As I mentioned, just maybe let it sit there for another moment or so. But overall, let's go ahead and rate these. Let's give it, I'd probably give it like out of 10. No, let's do it out of 5. Out of 5, I would probably give it 3 Christmas trees. So take that with a grain of salt. If you still want to get it, I still would get it again, but I'm gonna give it 3 Christmas trees. So moving on to our next item. So our next item, I do have to look at my notes, guys. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes. But our next item was at Friar's Nook. It was the Peppermint Snowman. He was $6.49 as well. $6.49 apparently was a thing. I don't know why it's like $6.49. But now, okay. The snowman really surprised me. But before we get into my thoughts, let me tell you what the snowman actually is. So for the snowman, it was a chocolate brownie topped with cookies and cream peppermint mousse. So with the peppermint in there, I was expecting it to be very minty. But for this one, jumping into my thoughts, it was very minty, but that was just the outside. Only the outside was the super minty part. The inside was chocolate, so I love chocolate. If you haven't noticed by now in my videos, I love chocolate. The chocolate inside was smooth. I was a little nervous because he was hard to break into, and I thought it was gonna be just like I mentioned for the other snack. One of those snacks where you had to, it was gonna be hard throughout, but it wasn't. Only the outside was, which I enjoyed. And even though the outside was the minty part, I still really enjoyed it. But the inside, I get off track. The inside was really smooth. The chocolate mousse was just, it was chocolatey, but not like rich where it just hits you in the face. No, you guys, I wanted one and then another one and another one. That's the one that's gonna get 5 Christmas trees. I'm just diving into that part. It's getting 5 Christmas trees. I don't care. It was so good. It was rich and creamy. Now there was a chocolate piece in the center that you could kind of miss if you were eating it quickly. But overall, that was just a really nice one. I was afraid because of the peppermint that that's all I was gonna taste, but because it was just that little thin layer of chocolate that was on the outside that was minty, it was very refreshing. It was like a nice hit of mint with the rest of the chocolate. And like I said, because the chocolate was so smooth, it made it so much better. It was just so good, and definitely want to go back to the Christmas party just to get another one. 5 out of 5 Christmas trees for that one. All right, so our next stop was Pecos Bill. Here I got 2 things. I got the reindeer, the chocolate eggnog reindeer, which was $6.99, and then I also got a drink, which was the orange berry pineapple punch. It had like 1,000 flavor names, but that was $8.49. I have thoughts on these, so let's dive into talking about what they actually are. So starting with the chocolate eggnog reindeer, it was a chocolate tart topped with eggnog mousse and chocolate antlers. That one was also new for the party. As I mentioned, it was $6.99. Then we have the orange cranberry pineapple punch with a hint of smoke from the fireplace. Now this was non-alcoholic beverage, and it was also a new item, and it was $8.49. All right, so as I mentioned, I have thoughts on these. So for the reindeer, the bottom piece was like a bottom cookie. It was hard. I don't know why I have such an issue with the harder food. I think it's because I just want everything to be nice and smooth, and for me to be able to enjoy it as opposed to trying to like crack it open. So that was I think one of my main issues with that one, but overall it was decent. I don't think I've had eggnog before. I could be mistaken. I don't think I've ever had eggnog. If I did, I don't remember the taste of it. But the eggnog part of it was the little top part. If you guys could see, like, it's a little circle and then the cookie part at the bottom. The eggnog part was actually really good. I would eat that again as well. But my issues with the bottom cookie, that was my main issue. And it was so rich too. It was a lot of chocolate. I love chocolate, but that was just way too rich for me. So on top of it being hard to cut into, it wasn't hard to chew, which was at least good, but it was hard to chew. No. This needs to kick in. This is Powerade, guys. It's not coffee, it's not alcohol, it's Powerade. But the bottom cookie, as I was saying, it was hard to cut into, and then because it was so rich, it was not really that enjoyable. And then if you try to put both of them together, it was all right, but I would have been okay with them just doing just the eggnog part on its own. But overall, it was really good. I probably would give it a 3 Christmas tree. 3, yeah, that seems decent because I don't want to take away from the eggnog part. And if you like that rich chocolate flavor, then you'll like the bottom cookie part of it. But as for me, I love chocolate, but that was just way too rich for me. So I'll give it a 3 Christmas trees. Now, moving on to the orange, cranberry, pineapple, punch, smoke. I don't even know how many other words it has in the title. That was all right. You could surprisingly taste every flavor coming through of every piece of fruit and vegetable and meat, whatever they put in. I don't know. They put in a bunch of stuff. But I was surprised you could actually taste everything there. Now, it was okay. Would I pay $8.49 for it again? Probably not. That's just my opinion. I probably would give it a 3 Christmas trees. I know I'm probably being a little generous for that one, but the price for the flavor and the amount that you got, it just didn't fit for me. And usually I don't mind paying a lot of money for a smaller drink or a smaller something, but that one for me, I still have to like it. I did, as I mentioned, liked all the flavors that came through, but as far as me getting it again, probably not. So take that information as you may. You may want to try it when you go if you're going. But as I mentioned, I'll probably stick to that snowman. That snowman was cheaper and he was delicious. So I'll eat that again. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, so our next stop was at Golden Oak Outpost. So here I got the gingerbread cake. It was $5.99. I have some really good thoughts on this one, but let's first jump into what it actually is. So for this one, the gingerbread cake is layered with cream cheese frosting and dulce de leche ganache, topped with gingerbread man chocolate piece. Again, another new one for this party, and as I mentioned, it was $5.99. On to my thoughts for the gingerbread man. I'm gonna go ahead and give him 4 Christmas trees because I really, really liked it. It was light and fluffy. I told you, I don't know why, but texture is a thing for me. If it's hard, I'm not gonna like it that much. But this was light, fluffy. It really tasted like gingerbread, so that was nice. And the fact that it had those frosting layers, it was just a really nice dessert. The chocolate piece on top, I probably could have done without that, but I get it, it was a cute decor piece. The reason I'm not giving it a 5 is because the snowman took that. And I feel like that snowman, it was very hard to beat. When that snowman jumped into the chat, no one was gonna beat him. So I'm giving the gingerbread cake a 4 Christmas trees. It was really, would I get it again? Yes, for sure. Light, fluffy, airy, just a really nice dessert. And it wasn't gingerbread like Gingy just come and punch you in the face. No, it was a nice hint of gingerbread. You could taste it without feeling like overpowered by it. So that was really nice. So try that one. If you try any snowman and gingerbread, try them. So that was the next one. Then moving on to, I think, our last one of the video. So the last place we went to was Main Street Bakery. So as you guys know, that is the Starbucks location for Magic Kingdom. They obviously always have the giant cinnamon roll in the shape of either Mickey or Minnie. This year it was in the shape of Minnie. I didn't try it. I know what it tastes like. It was a little too much food at that point. We had all these other items. Luckily, the hubby went with me this time, so I was not eating all this food by myself. It was a lot. It was too sweet, but just sweet enough. So I did get the letter to Santa though, but before we jump into my thoughts on that one, the letter to Santa, let's talk about what it actually is. So the letter to Santa was a flourless chocolate cake, hot cocoa mousse, and marshmallows topped with a chocolate piece. This was also another new one for the party, and this one was $5.49. Alright, so my thoughts on the letter to Santa, which was our last treat of the day. I really enjoyed it. The mousse was so fluffy, and I've never heard of a flourless cake. If you guys have, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to try to make that, for sure, because it's one of those items, I don't know why, but Main Street Bakery, their treats always slap. They're just so good. This one, I'm probably going to give it a 4 Christmas trees as well. And I really enjoyed it. It was one of those snacks that, again, wasn't hard, even though it had a chocolate piece on the front as a little door, because it was mainly mousse and cake. And the cake was so fluffy too. I wasn't sure what it meant by flourless cake. I thought that was gonna make it a little bit more dense, but it didn't. It was a really nice, smooth texture and consistency that I could probably have just a regular cake made out of that. So actually, let me know down in the comments if you want to see me try to make a flourless cake. I don't even know where I would start. But yeah, that one gets 4 Christmas trees. I really enjoyed that one. I think it's definitely one of my favorites. So for the party, highlighting my favorites would be the snowman. Top tier, just, I don't know who made the snowman for the minty snowman for the party. They did what needed to be done because that was just so good. And then gingerbread, and then the letter to Santa. Everything else I could kind of take off, but yeah, they had so many other snacks there. Those were the key ones that I wanted to try. But let me know in the comments which ones you guys tried. Let me know which ones I should try next. If I go again, hopefully on a non-rainy day. And then just what kind of snacks are you guys looking for? And if I should try to make any of these, just let me know down in the comments. That is the video. I wish I could have tried more snacks, but it was just way too much food already. With I think we tried 6 things. With that, it was way too much food. So keep that in mind when you are going to the party. You want to try everything, I get it, but have your key ones that you want to try. And I think that's why I like to make these videos, is to give you guys an insight as to what certain things taste like, and so that way you guys can know what you want to get when you go to the party. But those were my picks. Let me know what you would have picked. But that was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you guys are subscribing. That really helps us out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, love you.